Before I say anything else, I want to slow us down for the moment because this episode is built around a single question, not a rule, not a strategy, but a question. And if you don't slow down, this question won't work. So, how about we take a breath? This isn't about getting it right, it's about choosing wisely. In the last episode, I talked about how urgency erodes clarity, how when everything feels immediate, we stop thinking through consequences and start reaching for relief. This episode zooms in on the first place discernment actually begins. Not with answers, with intent. And most of the trouble we get into isn't because we choose something evil or reckless. It's because we acted without being honest about what we were really trying to accomplish. So here's the question I've learned to ask before I act. What am I actually trying to accomplish? Not what do I say I'm trying to do, not what I should want. What am I actually trying to accomplish? That question sounds simple, but it is uncomfortable because it forces honesty before action. And this question matters because we confuse movement with progress. Doing something that feels better than sitting still. Reacting feels better than waiting. Responding quickly feels responsible. But movement isn't the same as progress. A lot of action is just anxiety with momentum. I spent most of my life doing this. I know this really clearly. When I don't ask this question, I can convince myself that I'm being productive when what I'm really doing is trying to relieve pressure. So here's the distinction that changed things for me. Relief and resolution are not the same thing. Relief makes the pressure go away right now. Resolution actually solves the problem. Relief feels good. Resolution takes longer. When I ask myself what I'm actually trying to accomplish, I start to see which one I'm after. Am I trying to fix something, or am I just trying to feel better? Now, that's a question alone that has saved me from decisions I would have regretted later. And this shows up everywhere, in conversations, in relationships, in work, in decisions we justify because something had to be done. Sometimes the honest answer is, I just want the tension to stop. And that's human. But if I act from that place without naming it, I often create bigger problems. When I name it, I can pause. I might still act, but now I'm acting intentionally, not reactively. That's the difference between responding and reacting. So asking this question forces me to separate relief from resolution. It doesn't tell me what to do. It gives me space to choose. That space is where discernment lives. Not in certainty, not in speed, in attention. So if you only take one thing from this episode, let it be this. Before you act, pause long enough to ask, what am I actually trying to accomplish? You don't have to have the answer perfectly. You just have to answer honestly. This isn't about measuring discernment. It's about practicing it. I'm still learning this too. noticing it in real time. And if you find yourself realizing how often you act from pressure instead of purpose, you're not alone. In the next episode, we'll talk about the second question: what's forming our reactions in the first place? Because clarity doesn't start with control, it starts with awareness.